Western Conference, the good old Western Conference, the
All right.
team or the conference that has your team and my team in there.
Yes, sir.
Let's start with okay, so the Ducks. I have them listed as buyers when I did this a week ago, but they already got rid of Josh Manson. So I think I'm being proven wrong on that one.
Yeah.
I had them again for the toxic contract purposes, as they at that time weren't doing so. I think they're still pretty much down in the
Yeah.
tank right now. What did you have them at?
I don't know. Getting rid of Manson. I'm kind of leaning now towards maybe trying selling off a little bit. At the same time, I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't do too much other than getting rid of Manson. They got back a prospect and a pick for him. Good return. If they want to sell anybody else off, I don't know. If they stood, I think that'd also be kind of probably smart idea. They got a good young core, good young players that they can build around. So I don't, with Zegras, Terry, just if they don't do too much, I wouldn't be surprised. So
Okay. So who on the Arizona Coyotes is going to avoid playing at ASU, and who's going to come to ASU?
you you got to think they're getting rid of Chikrin again with the amount of speculation that's been surrounding him.
He's hurt. He got hurt.
Well, it wouldn't surprise me if they still traded him, even though he's hurt. He's out for a couple. I think he said he's
2 to
out for
4. 2 to 4. He's
2 to 4 weeks. So if he comes back and he's healthy, when he comes back and he's good to play, if a team traded for him and he comes back healthy and runs away with it, I don't know why you wouldn't want to make that move. They probably maybe trade Phil Kessel. I don't see there's got to be a team out there that wants Kessel on there on a second or third line.
I don't know why I'm thinking this, but I think Kessel might wind up back in Pittsburgh.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I don't know why.
Kessel to Boston. Send him back to where he began.
Yeah. Okay. The team of your Calgary Flames that you're wearing, the jersey that you're wearing right now.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Sorry, that's why I'm wearing their jersey. I think they've been very smart with what they've done, with picking up Toffoli, who has fit in fantastically. Trading for Calle Yarncroke today. Obviously, we haven't seen anything out of him in Calgary yet, so we don't know how the fit is because it just happened today. But I think that's also a very smart pickup for them. They've been, I'd say that they're Canada's best team right now. Just because of how Toronto's goaltending has been, and also because of how Edmonton's goaltending is. I think Calgary with Markstrom and net has been outstanding. Vladar has been a very good backup, and their forward core has been amazing. Gaudreau, contract year, but he's been incredible this year. Mangiapane's been incredible this year. Picking up Toffoli, who was just slot in right there, has been amazing. And their defensive core too has been just lights out. Good Branson actually looks like he's enjoying playing hockey again and has looked fantastic in Calgary. Same thing with Tanev. Tanev's always been good. I think he's always been an underrated defenseman, but also like in Calgary, he's not lighting it up in an offensive way, but defensively he's just been immaculate.
And they have the Sutter intangible as well.
It's true.
Let's go with the Chicago Blackhawks.
Sell?
Pretty much, eh?
I
think if not by the deadline, I think by the summertime, everyone's gone. Like Taves, Kane, Fleury. Like I'm talking. I think that's it. I think the rodeo's over in Chicago.
Well, I think they thought that they'd be a playoff team this year, and granted, I thought they would squeak in too. With getting Fleury,
and
signing Seth Jones, I thought that they would snuck into the playoffs this year. I thought they would have snuck into the playoffs, and so them being so far out and being as bad as they have been this year, with how good Fleury has been, I don't see why you don't trade Fleury, get a Kane's ransom back for him, and I don't know if you trade Taves, you can get a bunch for him, but the problem with Taves and Kane is you're going to have to retain salary. Because they're both making $10 million a year, right?
And you know what? And I know every team has dealt with the COVID and the scheduling and injuries. Every team deals with it. The other thing that Chicago had to get thrown on their lap was the whole sexual assault thing that was proven that it did actually happen.
Yeah.
So the distractions for this team
It's been
are
bad.
just mind blowing. And I think that played a big role into the outcome of their season this year.
Yeah.
Well, here is what I'm going to predict is the Stanley Cup champions, Colorado Avalanche.
Yeah. I mean, again, I didn't know if they would do much of anything, but them acquiring Josh Manson on Monday terrifies me.
Yeah.
It freaking terrifies me. They just with adding him to that already just insane blue line is nuts to me. And if they didn't win the Stanley Cup this year, I would be shocked.
And the rumor is they're really from the sources I watch on YouTube, they're in on Fleury. Them and Toronto, I guess, are the two main guys that are in on Fleury.
And Colorado's been tied to Giroux as well.
Yeah.
If Joe Sakic somehow found a way to pull off trading for Giroux and Fleury, good golly, just give them the cup. Just don't even have the playoffs. Just hand it to them.
Yeah.
But also, we can say that on paper, but you never know how that actually fits.
Yeah.
Right?
And injuries happen too, right?
Exactly. So. Giroux could come in and be a total plug and not do anything. Yeah. Fleury could come in and completely collapse. Even Josh Manson, who's a solid defenseman, could come into Colorado and do nothing. We don't know until we know, right?
Yep. The Dallas Stars.
I don't. They're this year, they again coded in mediocrity. Jamie Benn and Tyler Seguin have just not played the way they should be for how much money they're making. I think the bright spot for them has been Pavelski has been friggin' phenomenal this year. Jason Robertson has been, I don't know where he came from, but he's been amazing this year. And of course, Miro Heiskanen, but they're shrouded in the controversy of John Klingberg as well, because he wants out of Dallas, but Dallas yesterday or today said that they aren't actively shopping Klingberg.
Yeah.
So what are you doing? The guy doesn't want to play there. And if he doesn't want to play there, then why aren't you trying to get rid of him?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I have them as actually sellers because they are actually the team with the oldest average players right now.
Yeah. Yeah. They got to get younger.
Yeah, they got to get younger. Detroit.
Detroit's in the East. What?
Never mind. Goof up there. Okay. My Edmonton Oilers.
Did we talk about Detroit though? Did we do that?
We did not. So
yeah, well, we'll talk about them then.
Okay. Oh wow. Okay. Good catch on that.
Detroit. That's all good. I'd say stand pat. I'd say maybe buy. Well, buy kind of in again the contract thing, toxic contract thing.
Yeah.
But I'd also say maybe stand pat. They have a solid young core to build around. Moritz Seider is a beast.
Yeah.
Larkin is a beast. Tyler Bertuzzi's fantastic. They got a good young team to build around. Alex Nedeljkovic should be a good goalie in the future. Him and Grace have had a very bad stretch lately. I don't know what's going on, but I'd say, stand or very lightly sell. Lightly.
Grace was booted out 4.5 minutes in last night's game against the Oilers.
Yep,
three goals on 6 shots. So
and Nedeljkovic, it happened to him the few games before that. So it was just
See, knowing Yzerman's history, though, I think he's still adding pieces. So I think he's going to try to take on toxic contracts as well.
Yeah.
For more picks, because I know that's how he built Tampa Bay, and look what happened there. So why change the formula, right?
Detroit in a year or two, well, and probably 2 or 3 years they'll be back
for sure.
And they'll be a good team.
Yzerman knows how to build. He knows how to build teams. Okay, Edmonton Oilers
goalie. A goalie.
So you think they will, eh?
They have to.
I think they have to as well, but I think they're going to stand pat. just Holland he's already openly admitted in his press conference that he's not going to give up a number one for a rental. And I debated this with one of my friends that I talked to. I don't agree with the seller thing because, McDavid and Draisaitl, you're getting them in their prime. You gotta go for it.
Don't sell. That'd be the stupidest thing for them to do. They need a goalie. If they get a good solid goalie, get rid of Mike Smith. Just do whatever you want.
Well, I think so. Mike Smith is starting tomorrow against the Buffalo Sabres. I really think if he has a lousy game, I think that's going to dictate what happens for the deadline. I really think so because he is starting tomorrow night against Buffalo.
Yeah.
LA Kings.
I have them as stand. Because again, they're a good young team. They're way better this year than I think anybody expected them to be. Jonathan Quick has been fantastic again this year, and Cal Peterson's been very good as well. I think just stand. Again, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, and just see what happens. I think they've been very good. They've won they won a Stanley Cup in 2012 as a dark horse underdog. So who knows?
No, but in all honesty, Los Angeles, I don't know. I mean, you got aging guys like Doughty and stuff like that.
Yeah,
that's a tough one for me to call on.
Yeah,
Nashville Predators.
Nashville.
I can't believe I did that.
With Nashville, I'd say again stand. I think they have a good young team. They've got a solid team. Saros has been fantastic as their goalie. Yossi as their captain again has been fantastic. It has been a fantastic defenseman. And I think Ryan Johansson has played fantastically this year. Matt Duchene is having a great year. I can't remember the name of their rookie that they have. I can't remember his name at the moment, but he's been fantastic for them too. He's been a revelation for them.
Yeah.
So I don't think they should mess with too much. If they do buy anything, maybe a fourth line guy, kind of a guy to slot in, a defensive forward, maybe a third pairing defenseman, because I think their top four is set. So
it's kind of amazing Duchene how he looks like how he played in Colorado. He looks re-energized, rejuvenized. I have them as buyers because they have cap space. So I think they'll just add to their I have them as a good team, and they're just going to add depth pieces
for sure.
Minnesota Wild.
I'd say buy and trying to acquire some guys. They've been on they were really good for the first half of the season, and then they've been on a slide for the last 20 games. I think I looked at their last 10, and they're 2-8 in their last 10, I think. So they just have not been performing up to snuff. And I think the expectations were so high for them at that midpoint because Talbot was playing out of his mind. Kaprizov's still playing out of his mind, but the team was I think overshooting what they were expected to be. And I think expectations have dropped off a bit as their performance has. So I think if they want to try and build up kind of what they had and continue to be a competitive team and try and do something in the playoffs, they got to pick up another defenseman, maybe another depth scorer, something like that.
Pretty much that's what I have them, just depth pieces.
I mean, they did pick up Tyson Jost from Colorado, so that's a good addition for them. But
that's actually a really good addition. St. Louis.
Again, I'd say stand.
Yeah,
I say stand.
Exactly what I have. They have no cap space. They have no.
Yeah.
The only thing is, but I just can't see them doing. But there was talks about potentially moving one of their goalies out. But I think they're going to go with the 1-2 tandem for the playoffs.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, they're going to lose. Who's the goalie right now? Not Binnington, but
Ville Husso.
They're going to lose him for free in the offseason. But I mean, that's the price you got to pay.
Yeah.
Or you trade him at the deadline because he's up for contract.
Yeah.
And I could see, I'm hoping Edmonton take a poke at him in the offseason.
Oh, that'd be good.
Yeah. Seattle Kraken. I think we know this one already.
Sell and acquire pieces.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. San Jose Sharks.
Also sell.
Mm-hmm.
I think they need to do a proper rebuild. They just signed Tomas Hertl today to an 8-year contract.
Yes.
So build around him,
Yeah.
build around Couture.
Yeah.
I mean, again, Eric Carlson's there for forever, so you don't have a choice. But they gotta do a proper rebuild. And I know Eric Carlson said like last year, he's like, I don't want to go through another rebuild. You know, he's like, I went through one in Ottawa. I don't want to go through one in San Jose. I don't really know if he has much of a choice now.
Yeah. Yeah. Your Vancouver Canucks, Sammy.
Buy lightly, and just by that I mean pick up a defenseman.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was hoping they would go after Sherratt, but they didn't, and so I don't know who else they can go for. I was thinking maybe Jeff Petrie, because he's been since Martin St. Louis took over in Montreal. Petrie has been playing fantastically.
Yeah.
Whereas I mean everyone was playing terribly under Ducharme, but Petrie's been great under St. Louis, and so I think if Vancouver took a run at him for I don't know what they trade him for, and bring him back, then I think you add him into that defensive core, and I think Vancouver has a solid team. Like honestly, and that's not me trying to be biased. Since Boudreau took over, I think Vancouver's hitting their potential that they should have had from the beginning of the season.
Yeah,
and they've been great. They've been great.
Yeah.
So I think adding another defenseman would just put them to bed, I think.
So I'm so on the fence. And the reason why I am is just lately they're now in the mix of making the playoffs.
Yep.
Where 2 weeks ago they were miles away.
Yeah.
And 2 weeks ago we were talking Besser, we were talking Miller, we were talking. Even you said it on the last time I think we chatted. You said that they were going to sell Miller at the deadline.
I thought they would too.
But so I don't know where they're going to do. Yeah, that's I don't know.
I figured they would have traded Miller, but now he has like 26 points in 13 games. They'd be stupid to get rid of him.
Yeah.
No.
Vegas Golden Knights, I got them standing pat because they're way over the cap space as is.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. They have so many guys on LTIR right now that they may actually, like, they got Stone is on LTIR.
Martinez.
There's like 7 of the key players. Like half of their team is on LTIR right now. It's crazy how many, like the goalie, what's his name?
Laner's on LTIR.
Yeah.
Martinez, Stone.
So, boy, that they don't make the playoffs. Oh man.
Well, and the thing is with them too is when they became a team, what was it, George McPhee? They were like, "Yep, Stanley Cup in 5 years." Well, this is I guess this is this is season 5. So
came close in year 1 though.
Oh well, yeah.
God, I was so happy Washington. True story. I'm so happy Washington beat them because I take a lot of pride in the 1984-85 Edmonton Oilers being rated as the greatest NHL team of all time by NHL voting.
Mm-hmm.
I would have to say if Vegas would have won that cup, I think that takes Oilers off that pedestal because to do it in your inaugural year and to go all the way to win the cup. So I was so happy. I'm like, thank you, Lord. Oh, Obi, I love you. I love you, Obi. And ever since then, I actually hate the Vegas Golden Knights.
Fair enough.
But I hate a lot of teams too. Anyway, last but not least, Winnipeg Jets.
Sell Andrew Kopp.
Oh yeah,
he's again one of those guys that's been rumored. He's been in the rumor mill for weeks.
Yeah,
just get rid of him. End the rumors. Get rid of that controversy because it's not good for him. It's not good for the locker room.
Yeah,
just get rid of it and then sell whoever else you think you can because Winnipeg. I think their window has closed.
Yeah,
or I'd say it's closed.
I think the dominoes started falling once Byfuglien didn't come back, and then
I think if Byfuglien came back, that next season, the next season that he would have been on there, I think they would have had a pretty darn good chance of going all the way. Because they played Vegas in that conference final that first year, and I think Vegas first year, and I think if Vegas I don't know if Vegas wasn't around or if Vegas didn't go to that conference final that year. I think Winnipeg goes to the Cup final.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alrighty, Sammy. Nice chatting with you. Next week we are gonna chat again.
Mm-hmm.
Only we're gonna talk about winners and losers next week. All right.
Sounds good.
Well, make time for me, buddy.
Will do.
Okay. Talk to you next week.
For sure, man.